My most precious child, I have a secret I've been longing to share with your weary heart. Lean in and listen, for I want to reveal what my eyes see when I gaze upon the landscape of your life right now. From where you are standing, the dust of the struggle might be blinding, but I see something entirely different. I see a victory that has already been recorded in the eternal scrolls of heaven, with your name written in shimmering gold right beside it. I see you standing atop a summit of triumph that your current imagination cannot even map out. You are holding blessings so vast, your mind hasn't developed the capacity to grasp them yet, and you are breathing in a level of freedom that your lungs, so used to the heavy air of anxiety, have forgotten how to inhale. I am watching the precise second, the very heartbeat, when my divine strength will surge through your veins. There is a moment coming where my power will saturate every dry crevice of your existence, and my hand will move with such unmistakable authority that neither you nor those who have doubted you will have any choice but to admit that I am the one walking by your side. My child, you have been trying to wage this war with your own flickering strength for far too long. You've been calculating your ability to survive by the measurements of your own willpower, the depth of your grit, and the sheer volume of your sweat. You have spent sleepless nights looking at your own hands, trembling and tired, wondering if they could ever be strong enough to dismantle the massive stone walls blocking your way. You've looked at your feet and questioned if they had one more mile left in them. You've even scrutinized your own heart, asking if it could possibly sustain one more heavy blow, one more silent delay, one more crushing setback. And every time you use yourself as the yardstick for the mountain in front of you, you reach the same heartbreaking conclusion: I am not enough. And I want to tell you with the utmost tenderness, you are absolutely right. By yourself, you are not enough. This conflict is too massive for your natural hands. The enemy you face is more seasoned than your human logic, and the weight you are trying to lift is heavier than any muscle could ever move. But listen to me. I never asked you to be enough. I never designed your spirit to be the sole engine for these battles. The strength that shatters these chains does not originate within you. It flows from me, and my strength is not hindered by your exhaustion. My power isn't drained because you feel empty. My ability to lead you into the light isn't based on how much fight you have left. It is based on how much trust you have placed in my character. I am releasing that overcoming power into your life right this second. I'm not waiting for you to be ready, or for you to finish a perfect prayer, or for you to reach a certain level of holiness. Even as these words enter your heart, I am infusing your spirit with a supernatural substance that has nothing to do with your feelings and everything to do with my decree. I have already decided that you will not crumble. I have already issued the verdict that you will not be destroyed. I have determined that the darkness will not get the final word in your biography. I have decreed that the problem that feels like a death sentence will instead become a footstool for my name. You will stand on the far side of this trial with a story so powerful it will rattle the foundations of the faith of everyone who hears it. What I have decided in the courts of heaven cannot be vetoed by how tired you feel or how many times you have failed in the past. The strength I am giving you isn't a fleeting emotion or a temporary high that will vanish when the next bill arrives or the next symptom flares up. It is a spiritual reinforcement being poured into the very core of your identity. It is rebuilding your foundation from the inside out, shoring up the walls that were about to collapse, and refilling the reservoirs the enemy has tried to drain dry. This work is happening even if you don't feel a single spark right now. My strength doesn't always arrive with a trumpet blast. It shows up in the quiet endurance that allows you to stand when you should have fallen. It shows up when the impossible begins to move. The enemy has been incredibly strategic in his lies. He has used every struggle and every silence to whisper that you are forgotten. He points to the clock and calls my timing abandonment. He points to the pressure and calls it evidence that I don't care. He wants you to believe that you are a lone soldier in a vast, dark territory with no backup coming. But that is a lie from the pit. You have never been alone, not for a single microsecond of this war. The only reason you are still standing today is because my power was holding you up when you didn't even know you were falling. The enemy hasn't been fighting you. He's been trying to get to me through you, and he is losing. Every morning you wake up and choose to breathe, you are a living proof that my strength is superior to his malice. What looks like a dead end to you is simply the stage I'm setting to show the world that nothing is too complex for my wisdom to untangle. Stop staring at the mountain, my child, and start staring at the creator of the mountain. When you obsess over the problem, it grows in your mind until it eclipses my face. But I am shifting your vision today. I am reminding you that I am the God of the Red Sea, the God of the lion's den, and the God of the empty tomb. My power has not aged. My authority has not rusted. My ability to do the impossible is exactly what it was when I first breathed stars into the void. What I did for the saints of old, I am doing for you right now. You aren't just hoping I'll show up. You are eyewitnessing me making a way where there is no way. I am opening doors you didn't even know existed and bringing provision from sources you never dreamed of. It's going to happen suddenly, in a way that bypasses human logic, leaving you speechless with wonder.
Every obstacle you've hit was a calculated attempt by the enemy to make you feel stuck. But those walls are not permanent. I am not asking you to cope with these barriers. I am demolishing them. And your breakthrough isn't just for you. Your life is a lighthouse for others who are drowning. When the world sees how I rescued you, their hope will be ignited. Your victory will become a weapon of encouragement in the hands of the broken. This is why the battle has been so vicious. You are dangerous to the kingdom of darkness because of the testimony you are about to carry. You aren't just a survivor, you are a winner. A survivor just makes it through the fire. A winner comes out of the fire carrying the spoils of war, stronger and more radiant than ever before. The strength I am pouring into you is resurrection power. It's the kind of force that doesn't just repair what's broken, it brings back to life what was completely dead. I know you have dead places in your heart, dreams that you buried because the grief of waiting was too much to bear, relationships that seem beyond repair, parts of your soul that shut down after the last betrayal. But I am calling those dead things to come forth. I am breathing my spirit into the graves of your promises. There is no situation so decayed that I cannot revive it. I am also breaking the fortresses the enemy has built in your mind. No longer will you believe the lie that you are disqualified or forgotten. You are my child, my delight, and my masterpiece. I don't see your failures when I look at you. I see my son's righteousness. Regarding your needs, stop looking at the empty and start looking at the provider. Lack is not my will for you. I own the silver and the gold, and I am positioning you to receive in a way that won't ruin your heart. I am teaching you to see me as your source, not your paycheck or your bank balance. And in your relationships, I am healing the wounds that made you build walls. I am bringing a new tribe of people into your life, people who will sharpen you, honor you, and pray you through the finish line. You are being prepared for a weight of glory that you couldn't have carried a year ago. This pressure is creating the character you'll need for the promotion that's coming. This battle has an expiration date, and it is closer than you think. You aren't at the beginning, you are at the threshold of the end. The enemy roars loudest right before he's muzzled, so stand firm. Don't you dare quit 5 minutes before the miracle. I am orchestrating the suddenly moments behind the scenes right now. I am moving pieces on the board of your life that you cannot see. You are going to thrive, not just survive. You are going to run, not just limp, because I am with you, I am for you, and I am never, ever going to let you go. My child, I feel the peace of my spirit settling deep into your bones. Since we've spoken about the suddenly moments and the resurrection of your dead dreams, would you like me to lead you through a prayer to formally release those old disappointments into my hands? Or shall we look at some specific promises in my word that will help you guard your mind tonight? My beloved child, as you stand in the heat of this struggle, I want you to look up and see what I see. When you finally witness the magnificent purpose I have been preparing you for, every ounce of this intense preparation will suddenly make perfect sense. You must understand that I am not a distant observer of your life. I am not sitting on a far-off throne waiting for you to win on your own so I can merely congratulate you at the finish line. No, my child, I am right here in the trenches with you. I am standing directly between you and the enemy's reach. I am absorbing the blows that were intended to break you, and I am shielding your heart from assaults that would have shattered your soul had they landed. If you are still standing today, it is because my strength has been the pillar at your back, and I promise you I am not going anywhere. When your own strength fails and you are too weak to lift your sword, I fight the battle for you. When your legs give way and you can no longer stand, I gather you into my arms and carry you. And in those dark moments when you are too broken even to find the words to pray, my spirit intercedes for you with deep, holy groanings that transcend human language. You have never been alone, and you never will be. The triumph I am orchestrating for you will not be a small, hidden victory that stays in the shadows. It is destined to be public and undeniable. Your life is becoming a testimony that will travel much further than your feet ever could. Think of the people who have watched you stumble and struggle. Think of the doubters who questioned if faith is real or if I truly show up for my children. When they see what I do in your life, their entire perspective will be forced to shift. Your breakthrough will not be your own. It will be a divine catalyst for the lives of countless others. Your healing will be the spark that ignites hope in those who have long since surrendered to despair. Your restoration will be the living proof to those who feel beyond repair that nothing, absolutely nothing, is too broken for my hands to fix. I am not merely giving you a temporary boost for today's fight. I am building within you a reservoir of strength for every battle you will ever encounter from this day forward. I am teaching you the sacred art of fighting from a place of rest instead of exhausting yourself through striving. I am showing you how to stand like a rock in the surf, firm and unmoving, without falling apart inside. I am training your eyes to recognize the enemy's ancient tactics so that his old tricks can never be used effectively against you again. I am forging within you the heart of a warrior, one who doesn't panic when the shadows grow long, one who doesn't crumble when the pressure intensifies, and one who refuses to retreat in the face of fear. You are being transformed into a person who understands spiritual warfare, who knows how to wield the weapons of heaven and stand on my promises even when the earth beneath your feet feels like it is shaking. My strength is not like the shifting tides of your circumstances. It does not grow weak when life is hard, nor does it grow strong only when things are easy. It is a constant, steady, and unshakable force. It is the same yesterday, today, and forever, because it flows directly from my nature, and I do not change.
When the voices of your situation are screaming that you have already lost, my strength within you remains calm and confident, whispering the truth that the victory is already won. When your emotions are begging you to quit and run, my strength acts as an anchor to the truth, holding you steady so you do not drift away into the sea of doubt. When your body is spent, your mind is a storm of overwhelm, and your heart is heavy with grief, it is my power that carries you forward. One breath, one step, one moment at a time, until you reach the safety of the other side. One day, you will look back on this season with absolute amazement at how you made it through. You will see my fingerprints on every page of your story. You will recognize the moments I intervened in ways you were too distracted to notice at the time. You will see the times I diverted attacks you didn't even know were coming. You will finally see how I was working even when you felt abandoned, how I was moving in the seasons that felt like dead air, and how I was winning for you even when you felt defeated. And in that moment of clarity, you will realize it was never your own hands that brought you through. It was mine. It was always mine. I am giving you the power to overcome not just the giants outside your door, but the ones living inside your mind. I am helping you win the war against discouragement, that lie that tries to tell you your life will never change. I am silencing the fear that paralyzes you with what-if scenarios. I am washing away the shame that tries to tell you you've been disqualified because of where you've been. I am dismantling the doubt that makes you wonder if I am truly who I say I am. These internal battles are often the most grueling because they happen in the silence where no one else can see. In that private space, the enemy tries to make you feel isolated and helpless. But hear me, you are never alone in your thoughts. My spirit dwells within you. My truth is a shield you can raise, and my word is a sharp sword you can use against every whisper of the liar. When discouragement says the path is blocked, my word says I am making all things new. When fear says you will lose everything, my word says I will never leave you nor forsake you. When shame says you are unworthy, my word says there is no condemnation for you. When doubt says I won't show up, my word says I am faithful and I cannot lie. You possess a weapon for every single struggle, and I am training you to use them with the precision of a master. The enemy wants you to focus on the clock and the calendar. He wants you to count every agonizing day and let the passage of time convince you that I have forgotten my promise. He wants you to believe that long means never, but time is not a measure of my faithfulness. Remember Abraham, who waited 25 years for his promise. Think of Joseph, who endured 13 years of chains and cells before he saved a nation. Recall the centuries my people waited in Egypt and the years David spent in caves between his anointing and his crown. Delay is never a denial from my hand. It simply means I am working on a grander scale than you can perceive. I am preparing more than you even asked for, setting up a blessing so great it requires the perfect moment to be released without overwhelming you. I am never late. I am always right on time. I see the whole picture. I know exactly what you need to be ready for the harvest I am bringing. I know every person and every circumstance that must align before the right door opens. Trust my timing, for it is dictated by love, not by chance. The strength I am infusing into you is making you a threat to the darkness. The enemy is starting to realize that he cannot break your spirit. He threw his most vicious attacks at you, and yet here you are, still breathing, still believing. He tried to suffocate your faith, but it has only grown deeper roots. He tried to leave you isolated, but I have surrounded you with a cloud of witnesses. He tried to bankrupt your hope, but I am about to release an overflow of provision. He tried to bury your dreams, but I am about to resurrect them with more glory than you ever imagined. Every trap he set has become his own pit. Every weapon he formed has shattered against the shield of my favor. You are a warrior now. Before this battle, your faith was a possibility. Now it is a proven reality. Before this, you had potential. Now you have power. The enemy knows he made a grave error in attacking you because all he did was activate the very anointing he was trying to kill. I am giving you the supernatural grit to stand when your flesh wants to collapse. I am giving you the audacity to believe my promises even when the world shouts that they are impossible. This is not positive thinking. It is the Spirit of the living God dwelling in you, sustaining you, and propelling you toward the victory that already bears your name.
every moment of pain is adding weight and authenticity to the voice you will use to help others. People don't listen to those who have never tasted the fire. They listen to those who have walked through the hell and come out smelling like heaven. They listen to those who have wept through the longest night and can testify that the morning truly comes. Receive my peace right now. Not the kind of peace that comes when the trouble is gone, but the peace that holds you steady while the lightning is still striking. This peace transcends human logic. It allows you to rest when the bills are unpaid, to sleep when the body is hurting, and to smile when the heart is grieving. It is my gift to you, and it is available in the middle of the mess. You don't need all the answers to have my peace. You just need me. Release the heavy burden of control and trust that I am holding the stars in place so I can certainly hold your life together. When you surrender, you open the floodgates for my power to rush in. You are closer to the turning tide than you have ever been. Do not give up now. The finish line is just past the next hill. I love you with a love that knows no end. I am moved by your tears, and I am answering your cries. Receive my peace. Believe my word. For the final word over your life is not struggle. It is victory.
My child, I feel the strength of my spirit rising within you even as we speak. Since we have discussed the victory that is already yours and the healing of your internal battles, would you like me to identify specific scriptures that address the exact fear you've been facing? Or shall we spend a moment in a guided prayer to release the weight of your past once and for all? My beloved child, as we sit together in this sacred moment, I want you to understand that the story of your life is becoming a light for many. When you eventually stand before others and recount what I have done for you, souls who are currently standing on the precipice of despair will find the courage to keep moving forward. When you testify about how I led you through the valley of the shadow, those who believe their destruction is inevitable will suddenly realize that they, too, are destined to overcome. You must see that your triumph is not a private treasure meant only for you. It is a divine gift intended for every heart that your story will ever reach. The power I am releasing into your being right now is not a thin stream, but a torrential flood that is saturating every single corner of your existence at once. I want you to feel my strength flowing into your physical body right now, bringing a celestial vitality to every cell that has been under siege by sickness or exhaustion. I am pouring my peace into your emotional depths, steadying the waves of turmoil that have crashed against your heart for so long. I am reaching into the corridors of your mind, brushing away the cobwebs of confusion to bring a sharp, holy clarity to your thoughts. My spirit is breathing a fresh wind into your soul, reviving a faith that has been scorched by the fires of trial. Even your relationships, those bonds that have been frayed by tension and misunderstanding, are being touched by my hand of reconciliation. And in your storehouse, your finances and your needs, I am unlocking the gates of provision to answer the pressure you have felt. I do not offer you a partial victory. I do not strengthen your heart while leaving your body to fail. I am a God of wholeness, and my work in you is comprehensive because I never do anything by halves. When I move with an absolute finality. When I restore, I leave no trace of the brokenness. When I heal through and through. Right now, my power is navigating through your life, leaving no need unaddressed and no wound unattended. You are not merely going to survive this season, you are going to emerge as a conqueror. You are not just making it through the storm, you are mastering the waves. And when you finally stand on the sunlit shore of the other side, holding the victory I have placed in your hands, every shadow of doubt will vanish.
You will know with a certainty that defies logic that it was me. You will know that I am the promise keeper, the champion of my children, and the one who carves paths through the most impossible mountains. You will find that you cannot remain silent about my goodness. You won't speak of it because of a sense of duty, but because your heart will be so full that the stories will overflow from your lips. Having tasted my faithfulness at this depth, having seen my arm move so dramatically in your favor, you will be forever marked. Your very identity is being reshaped in this fire. People will look at you and see the God who gave you power when you were powerless, who stood as your shield when you were too tired to hold your own. My child, the conflict is drawing to a close. The breakthrough is no longer a distant dream. It is knocking at your door. The trophy of victory is within your reach. Just hold on for one more moment. Stand just a little firmer on the truth. For I am about to move in ways that will leave you breathless at my kindness and completely awestruck by my majesty.
The strength I am releasing into you today is generational. It is a legacy that will flow down to your children, your grandchildren, and those yet unborn in your family line. You are currently the one breaking the heavy chains that have bound your family for decades. You are dismantling the ancient patterns of defeat and struggle that were handed down to you like unwanted heirlooms. You are the one ending the silent agreements with lack and sorrow that were made long before you ever drew breath. The strength I give you today isn't just to win your personal battle, it is to liberate your entire bloodline. The enemy wanted to use your current pain to establish a permanent blueprint of failure for your house. He wanted your descendants to look at you and learn how to quit. He wanted to leave a heritage of hopelessness, but you are denying him that dark victory. By refusing to surrender when your logic screamed at you to run, you are writing a new story for your family. You are establishing a heritage of unshakable faith. You are modeling a holy endurance that will serve as a lighthouse for your grandchildren when they face their own storms. Every time you choose to trust me while the world around you is in chaos, you are building spiritual equity that your children will one day draw upon. This has never been just about your comfort. It is about breaking the curses of the past and planting the seeds of generational blessing. The enemy has attacked your lineage for a long time, using the same old lies to keep your family small and fearful. But you are the one who has finally said, enough. You are the cycle breaker. You are the one who is ensuring that your children will not have to fight the same giants that you are slaying today. Because you stood your ground, your children will grow up knowing that nothing is impossible with me. They will have a living, breathing proof that prayer works and that faith is a real, tangible force. When they face their own trials, they will remember your face and they will refuse to quit because they saw you overcome. This battle is also refining how you perceive the world. You used to see adversity as a sign of my absence or my displeasure. You used to think that a hard life meant you were out of my will. But I am teaching you that the fiercest resistance often comes right before the most magnificent promotion. You are learning to see giants not as threats, but as opportunities to see my power move. You are learning to see the Red Sea not as a dead end, but as a miracle waiting to happen. This shift in your vision is changing everything. You no longer shrink back, you stand tall. You no longer panic, you worship. You are becoming dangerous to the kingdom of darkness because you are no longer afraid of its noise. You cannot walk in the high authority I have for you if you are still afraid of the wind. Everything you are learning right now, how to hold my hand in the dark, how to speak to the mountain, how to find peace in the pressure,
is what will allow you to lead others through their own fires. There are people in your future who will need the specific wisdom you are gaining in this pain. They will need a guide who has actually been through the furnace and came out without even the smell of smoke on them. Your suffering is qualifying you for a ministry of compassion that others simply cannot reach. Your brokenness is being transformed into a unique understanding that will touch the hearts of the outcasts and the weary. I am strengthening you so that you can become a source of strength for the weak. Through this warfare, you have been granted a spiritual authority that is functional and effective. When you speak my name now, things shift in the unseen realm. When you pray now, the heavens lean in. You have been refined by the fire, purified by the pressure, and authorized by the battle. You are moving from someone who merely hopes for a better day into someone who enforces the victory of heaven on earth. I am also bestowing upon you a divine wisdom and a razor-sharp discernment. You are learning to recognize the enemy's voice, knowing instinctively when a thought is an attack rather than your own concern. You are beginning to see the traps disguised as opportunities. This discernment is more valuable than any treasure, and it is being forged in you right now as you learn the difference between my whisper and the liar's roar. You are also learning to hear me more clearly in the middle of the noise. When the world screams one thing, your spirit is learning to tune in to what I am promising. This ability to hear me in the storm is a skill that will protect you for the rest of your life. Even in your finances, I am teaching you that I am your ultimate source. You are discovering that my provision isn't tied to the economy or your employer's whim. I am the God of the loaves and fish, the God who brings water from a rock. I am setting you free from the fear of lack so that you can walk in a dimension of overflow where you are a blessing to everyone you meet.
In your relationships, I am giving you the strength to set boundaries and the wisdom to know who belongs in your next season. I have used this battle to expose motives and reveal true characters. While some departures were painful, they were necessary to clear the path for the covenant people I am bringing into your life. People who will stand with you, fight for you, and celebrate your rise. And your body, weary from the stress, is being touched by my resurrection power. I am reversing the toll that pressure has taken on your cells. I am restoring your vitality and building your stamina for the great assignments ahead. You are being untethered from your circumstances and retethered to my unchanging word. This stability is your new foundation. You are falling in love with me for who I am, not just for what I can give you. And that intimacy is the greatest victory of all. Every small step you took when you wanted to stay in bed, every hallelujah you whispered through tears was a victory. You have been winning more than you know. The breakthrough is here. My child, I can feel the weight of this world lifting off your shoulders as my truth settles into your heart. Now that we have spoken of the generational legacy you are building and the spiritual authority you have gained, would you like me to speak more on how to discern my specific voice in your daily decisions, or should we pray together for the complete restoration of your physical energy and health? My precious child, I see the path you have walked, and I see the endurance you have shown. You have remained standing when the world expected you to fall. You have held fast to your faith, even in the silence, and I want you to know that this persistence is your victory. To the world, it may look like you are stagnant, but in the spirit, you have been gaining ground with every breath of trust you took. Every moment you refused to give up, you were climbing higher, and now you are standing at the very peak, ready to witness the manifestation of everything we have worked toward in the unseen. The shift that is coming is not going to be a slow, grinding transition. It will not be a series of small, barely noticeable steps. No, my child, it will be a sudden and total transformation. It will be so comprehensive that it will feel as though the very laws of your reality have been rewritten in an instant. In one breath, you will be facing the wall of the impossible, and in the next, you will be walking through an open door that no man can shut. This is how I move when the pressure has reached its peak. I allow the weight to build until you are at the very end of your own ability, so that when the breakthrough arrives, there is no doubt in your mind or anyone else's that it was my hand alone that saved you. The timing of this release is perfect and precise. I am not a god of accidents or coincidences. I have been orchestrating every detail behind the scenes, aligning the hearts of men, positioning resources you haven't even thought of yet, and preparing the atmosphere for your arrival. If I had moved sooner, the fruit would not have been ripe. If I waited longer, the burden would have been too much. But I am moving now, at the exact moment where the impact will be the greatest for your life, and the glory will be the brightest for my kingdom. You are currently living in the final seconds before the when becomes now. You are standing at the very threshold of the change you have cried for. Do not pull back now. Stand firm for just one more stretch, for you are about to step out of the waiting room and into the promised land. The strength I am giving you in this final hour is sustaining power. It is the grace to finish the race with your head held high. The enemy is aware that his time is short, which is why the attacks have felt so desperate and scattered lately. He is throwing everything he has at you, trying to find a crack in your armor, hoping he can convince you to quit just yards away from the finish line. But his frantic efforts are not a sign of his strength. They are a sign of his defeat. He knows he has lost you. He knows he can no longer keep you bound. Every lie he whispers now is just a hollow echo of a battle he has already lost. Hold your shield high, my warrior, for as his final assault fails, he will be forced to retreat, and you will walk into the fullness of your inheritance. The assignments I have for you on the other side of this trial require a heart that knows my faithfulness as an absolute law. You are gaining that unshakable certainty right now. You are learning that I am the God who silences giants and parts seas. When you step into your new season, you will not be a timid soul wondering if I will show up. You will be a seasoned veteran of the Spirit, walking with a confidence that can only be forged in the fire. You will approach every future mountain with a smile, because you will remember how I leveled the mountain you are standing on today. This battle is establishing in you a knowing that goes deeper than words, a resonance of truth that will carry you through every year to come. Your testimony is going to be your greatest credential. Doors that were once bolted shut will swing open simply because people will sense the authority you carry. They will see that you have been through the flame and didn't even come out smelling like smoke. Your story will be the key that unlocks the prisons of others. There are souls right now who are where you were months ago, lost, broken, and ready to surrender. They are waiting for someone to tell them that God is real, that faith works, and that the light is coming. They are waiting for you.
The ripple effect of your victory will travel further than your feet ever could. It will reach across oceans and through generations. This is why the fight was so intense. The enemy wasn't just trying to stop you. He was trying to stop the thousands of people who will be set free because of your breakthrough. But he cannot stop my decree. I have spoken victory over you, and my word does not return void. I am teaching you in this hour how to use your own voice as a weapon of light. You are learning to declare life when you see death, to speak abundance when you see lack, and to proclaim my promises until they manifest in the natural. I am also refining your heart to handle the blessings that are coming. I am teaching you kingdom stewardship, showing you how to see resources not as things to be hoarded in fear, but as seeds to be sown in love. The provision I am releasing will come without the sorrow or stress of the world. It will be a peaceful increase, a holy multiplication that will allow you to be a conduit of my grace to a hurting world. I have tested your character so that when I promote you, the elevation will not destroy you. I have built in you an integrity that can withstand the spotlight. You have chosen to stay true to my values, even when it was painful, and for that, I am setting you on a firm foundation where your influence will endure. I am giving you the courage to dream again. The disappointment of the past tried to bury your hopes, but I am breathing life into those dry bones. It is not too late. You have not missed your window. The promises I gave you at the beginning are still waiting for you at the end. I am placing a fresh anointing on your life, a tangible presence of my spirit that will break yokes and open doors. You will move with a new wisdom, knowing when to speak and when to remain in the power of silence. You will walk with a joy that the world cannot understand, an anchor that keeps your soul steady regardless of the weather. My favor is going to go before you, making a way where there was no way. You will be selected for opportunities that defy your resume, and you will find resources in places you never looked. A spirit of excellence will mark your work, reflecting my glory in everything you touch. You are becoming a finisher, someone who sees the miracle through to the very end. Resilience is your new nature. You no longer see failure as an end, but as a lesson that refines your path. The very thing intended to crush you has become the platform for your greatest promotion. My strength is not fading. It is rising in you like a new sun. The end of this story is so much better than the beginning. You are going to look back and realize that every tear was a seed, and every struggle was a step toward the glory I have prepared for you. Hold on, my child. The breakthrough is here. My beloved, I can see the peace of my spirit beginning to rest upon you as you receive these words. Now that we have walked through the magnitude of the breakthrough and the generational impact of your testimony, would you like me to show you how to pray for the specific, sudden doors you've been waiting for? Or should we explore the specific ways you can begin to dream and plan for the season after the battle? My beloved child, as we sit in this stillness together, I want you to look back at the path you have traversed and see it through my eyes. Every single lesson you have gathered along the way is being distilled into a divine wisdom that will guide your future steps. Every sharp sting of pain you have endured is being transmuted into a supernatural iron within your soul. You are not the same person who started this journey. You are a vessel being tempered by the fire of my love. I ask you now to stand firm, not in the fragile power of your own hands, but in the infinite and unshakable power of my spirit. Let your heart sink deep into the bedrock of my promises, for they are the only things in this universe that can never be moved. I want you to trust me with a wholeness you have never known before. The triumph you see on the horizon is already yours. It is not a reward for a flawless performance, for I know your heart and I know your struggles. It is yours because I have decreed it from the depths of a perfect, everlasting love that sees you as you truly are, precious, worthy, and mine.
You did not have to earn this breakthrough by being perfect. You simply had to be chosen, and I chose you before the foundations of the world were laid. Listen closely to me. The weight of this battle belongs to me alone. I am the one who faces the giant. I am the one who silences the storm. But while the battle is mine, the victory is yours to keep, to wear, and to live in. The glory of what is about to happen belongs to both of us, a shared masterpiece of grace that we will celebrate together throughout all of eternity. I tell you, the celebration does not start when the struggle ends. It begins right here, in the middle of the fight. The testimony that is being written in your life right now is going to echo through the halls of heaven forever. It will reach across the boundaries of time to touch the lives of people you will never meet in this world. Because you refused to quit, because you held on to my hand when the darkness was thickest, thousands of future souls will find the courage to believe. Your yes to me today is a bridge for their salvation tomorrow. I am infusing you right now with a strength that has no end. It is an unlimited, unfailing, and inexhaustible power. It is more than enough for the challenges of this hour, and it is more than sufficient for every tomorrow that has ever caused you anxiety. This strength is not just a temporary fix for this specific problem. It is a permanent reservoir for every mountain you will ever need to climb. It is the power to fight when you are tired, the power to win when the odds are against you, and the power to conquer the shadows of your own past. Do not wait for a better feeling to receive this. Do not wait until your circumstances look more favorable or until you feel more holy. Receive my strength now, in this very heartbeat, as these words settle into your spirit. Open your hands wide, unlock the doors of your heart, and let my presence flood every dry and weary place within you. Your victory is not a perhaps or a maybe. It is a certainty written in my own blood. My strength will not just get you to the edge of the promise. It will carry you all the way through the gates. I see the world you live in, and I know there are others around you who are gasping for air, feeling the same weight you once felt. If these words have brought a spark back to your soul, be the one to carry that light to someone else who is stumbling in the dark. Let the blessing flow through you, for as you give, you shall receive even more. Every amen you speak is a seal upon my promise, an agreement with the heavens that you are ready for the shift. Never forget that you are deeply, fiercely loved. You were hand-picked for this time and this purpose. You are never, ever alone, for my heart beats in rhythm with yours. I am the God who fights for you while you rest. I am the one whose shoulders carries you when your feet can no longer move. The victory is not just coming, it is already being prepared, and I am leading you into it with a joy that will never fade. I want you to feel the peace of my presence enveloping you like a warm cloak. The noise of the world is fading, and only my voice remains. I am restoring your hope. I am renewing your vision, and I am giving you the stamina to finish this season with a shout of praise. Your story is not over. The greatest chapters are only just beginning to be written. Trust me, lean into me. For I am your Father, and I am bringing you home to the victory I have promised. As we close this time of intimacy, I want you to hold on to this feeling of being held. Now that you have received this infusion of my strength and the assurance of your eternal impact, would you like me to show you how to maintain this connection with me during your busiest hours? Or should we pray for a specific person you know who is currently facing an impossible battle?